are you guys putting this on your channel this evening?
I don't know.
Whenever you want.
Whenever. The key is to get the word out.
Yeah. If you guys can, let's roll this out this evening, because I'm actually going to talk about the meetup that I am doing tomorrow in Kentucky.
All right.
Oh, okay. How far is that from your house?
About 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad. All right. 3, 2, makeup. 3, 2, or for me and Joe, hair. And we are recording.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here with two of the most lovable and amazing people that I've ever met in my life. And
did you invite somebody else?
If you ever need the world's greatest Philly cheese sandwich, you go down to Joe's house and get a Philly. That you can't. I dare you to eat the whole thing. That thing's like friggin' that big around, man. It's huge. But welcome Jsnip4 and Weir. Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on, Ben.
Hey, no problem. Pleasure as always. We actually had to remind ourselves that we need to record something because we were talking for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
all the secret stuff comes first, right?
Exactly. For those of you who send me, crap in the comments and on Twitter, like, oh, you don't know anybody, you don't have any secret contacts, shut up.
Yeah, he
I'll
might
vouch
have
for
one
him.
or two.
I'll vouch for him.
Yeah. So welcome everyone. We are recording this on Friday, the 15th, and Hicks and Snippy, how are you guys doing? Let's go Snippy first.
Doing good, actually. Just got back from Busch Gardens with the kids, like a little theme park thing for a little bit, but it was still packed even on a Friday when everybody's supposed to be in school. So we didn't last too long, came back home and just got done doing a private video for my patrons and stuff. So I was like, oh, ding dong, my thing's going off. All right, time for a meeting with my boys.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. Well, since I last talked to you guys, I was at the Anarchapulco conference. Unbelievable conference. Jeff Berwick's deal. It was amazing. It's awesome. The amount of varied people. You get a little bit of everyone there, from economics people to freedom people to spiritual people to health and wellness. And it's all about freedom. And it is so important these days. And that was the talk going around, is what the hell's going on social media? They're banning everybody. I hear Amazon's burning books now, like literally burning books, as in banning any anti-vax type of book from Amazon. That is literally book burning. I don't know what's going on, but something big is. And we were just talking earlier how all the social media have basically, YouTube is destroying our income generating ability and views, and taking away subscribers.
Money for the poor, money for the poor.
It is, and so so I wrote a song called "They" about the whole situation, and it turned out great. I can't believe that song.
That song, when I put out that song on Twitter, you should have seen the response of, people love you. You are the Willie Nelson of cryptocurrency. You have created a genre, and it's just you right now. I'm sure more will pile on as you actually make it popular. But you are the, I'd like to call you the father of crypto folk music, but I have to go grandfather with all the gray coming in.
I know. Did you see? I mean, I look at some of my old videos. I'm like, wait, this video wasn't that long ago. I wasn't this gray.
I know. I got little wrinkles in my eye every time I like squint. Like, oh man, is that another wrinkle, or is that always there, or what?
That's what crypto does to you.
Yeah, and when you spend your life on YouTube, you watch yourself age over time, and it's kind of scary.
Yep.
Oh, I know. It's
Hey, Ben, you're looking a little skinnier than you were a few videos back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
He's laid off the wings a little bit, huh?
That's because I'm kidding. I late breaking news. I'm eventually going to replace like all of these like lower teeth because thanks mom and dad for giving me bad genes. Because I'm just having like horrible teeth problems, which means I can basically eat pudding and like oatmeal and eggs. That's about all I can get to eat.
Well, listen, there's a place down here, and I wish I would have remembered it when you were here. I would have thought about it. It's called Uncle Fat's. It's kind of like a Uncle Fat's Tavern Bar and Grill. They've got wings, these Cajun wings that are just unbelievable. So next time you come down this way, we're going over there. Just I want to put that out so in case either of us forget.
As soon as I get teeth, I'm down.
I'll cut it in little pieces and feed it to you if you need me to. I don't mind.
The chicken population is being overpopulated now that Ben can't eat chicken wings.
Yeah. Now, Joe, this might sound gross, but could your mama bird it to me? Like give it to me?
As in chew it and spit it in your mouth?
I'll do it.
Oh, man.
It's getting a little weird here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But
we just lost like 100 viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like,
actually, no. Wait, I take that back. That was YouTube. We took those away. Never mind.
You can't say chicken feet here on YouTube.
That's right. Anymore. YouTube nail you. Sorry about that, YouTube.
No doubt. So I'm actually going to toss out a couple of topics. But first, I want to let everyone know that tomorrow, the 16th of March, I will be having a Bitcoin Ben World Adoption Tour in Lexington, Kentucky. So me and my wife will be in Lexington, Kentucky. If you go to my website, which is www.bitcoinben.io, there's a link on where I'll actually be at, and that has the address, and I think there's a link where you push it and it actually shows you like exactly where it's at. And we will be there from 2 until 9 o'clock at night. And we're basically talking cryptos, and we always have a good crowd, between 80 to 180 at like these local ones. But
and it's very fun. I've been.
Oh, it's a blast. It actually, gosh, I wish you were there, Bix. Which we're reminding you and I have to actually talk about another event a little bit further down the video. But I will be there. Check it out, www.bitcoinben.io in Lexington, Kentucky. If you're close, I'll see you there tomorrow afternoon. Let's talk about exchanges and how completely every exchange is 100% fully funded. There's nothing to worry about, folks. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Keep moving along.
Yeah.
And I'd like our expert on research on this topic, Bix Weir, to jump in and just how screwed are these exchanges, Bix?
Well, it depends. If you look at our old financial system, which I was diving into for 20 years before the cryptos came about, and completely the same thing. completely rehypothecated, complete derivative exchanges. You don't know the price of gold. You don't know the price of silver. They trade in literally silver trades 500 to 1, 500 times the amount of silver that's mined every year is traded on the COMEX and the LBMA. So I come from a world that is completely fraud and the big banks, huge concentrations in derivative positions. And then I came over to the cryptos and I was like, oh, cool, look, we can create our own world. And all this criminality on the COMEX and the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ with the DTCC would be gone. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Voila, the banks come in and every single exchange now is completely rehypothecated, meaning that all their customers don't have the cryptos that the exchange says they have. They're not in their name. They're not traded in their name. It's all a Ponzi scheme. Just like the COMEX and the LBMA. You know, if everybody walked away and said, okay, where's my silver? I own this silver. I have the right of delivery on silver contracts. If everybody on the long side said, okay, I'm going to take delivery of my contract, it's like any other bank. It's a fractional reserve system. But this is worse because it doesn't take much to set up a crypto exchange, as Joe will tell you, in just a second, I'm sure. But if you have your crypto in one of these exchanges and you hold it there, I don't care which one it is, even the good ones like Gemini or Kraken or Coinbase, get it out of there. Get it out of there as fast as you can. The proof of keys was starting to expose it, but a few exchanges already went down. So yes, complete criminality. Just look at the volumes. Every 2 days, all the Litecoin ever mined trades hands, which is ridiculous.
Reminds you of silver, right? This is like silver all over again.
Exactly. And that's what pisses me off so much is I came into the crypto saying, oh yes, we can create a new world here, a new financial system, set up next to the old financial system. We'll get it up and going, and this one will be clean, and the other one's dirty as hell. And now the criminals like Virtu Financial, this huge derivative trading company, is probably the largest trader in all cryptos right now. Completely electronic fraud, and this is ridiculous. We got to clean this stuff up.
Yeah, Joe knows a guy.
Yeah.
And can you explain, or I mean, without using names or whatever, but who or like what you heard?
Yeah, I've heard basically, we all had a nice little conversation before we started recording. So I just heard recently that basically what Big said on steroids is actually definitely the case. The 3 exchanges he meant along with the other ones. Because I would say agree that those 3 exchanges, whether it's Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini, these were, kind of the American or the local ones. They're, we feel safer with those than someone, Hong Kong or Korea or something. And to find out, that these guys don't really have the amount they say they do. And some of the numbers I heard, it's not even close. Like, it's not even close to what they should have. So, I thought to myself, well, what time in history has this happened before? Like, in other words, if there's a big run on the exchanges, and that would be Mt. Gox. But back then, Mt. Gox was the only one around. There wasn't really anyone else doing it. So everyone was on Mt. Gox that was playing that game, the trading game. And then that was a $1,100 or so Bitcoin, crashed down to under 100 or so. Then it went back to 100 and all that. So my question would be, there's a whole bunch of exchanges out there these days, and there's a whole lot more money involved these days. And we also have a whole lot higher prices these days. If that happens again, are prices going to crash? Or are they not going to crash this time because all of us hodlers are saying, well, we got ours, we're not going to give it up. But at the same time, the exchanges, in my opinion, would need to do some serious wash trading in their ways of doing it to push the price down so that they can scare the rest of us to jumping in and selling off so that they can get what they owe. But I don't know that they'd ever be able to get enough. So I'll tell you, I don't know which way it could go. Like, I'm actually torn that if some cracks start developing in that whole system with all these different exchanges, and here's the other thing. I've mentioned this before. I had a potential client. This is going back probably almost a year now, I guess. And they were wanting. This guy was out of Saudi Arabia, and the client, and he said, our guy, middleman to him, or whatever, was telling us what he wanted. And they were talking about creating a crypto exchange. And they were going to basically create fees so low, nobody would be able to compete. Because they actually were pro-crypto, let's get a real legit exchange, that kind of thing. So I said, all right, let me start looking into the back end and the software and the web platform and all that stuff. So I start reaching out, making some contacts. And a couple different people that I made contacts with, not related, basically offered a very, very similar platform. And it was a crypto exchange platform and looked very similar to Binance. And I mentioned, this guy wants to start by putting probably $100 million into the exchange, buying real crypto to fund it to start with. And the guy, and both of them told me, without me asking, separately, you don't have to actually do that. I said, why not? And he said, well, both of them. Well, our software has an API to all the major exchanges. And what you could do is make a deal with one of the exchanges so that, let's just say, for example, you and I, we trade on exchange, typical fees 1%. Well, you might be able to make a deal for 0.25% or 0.5% as a business, business to business kind of a deal. And all the volume and liquidity that's happening elsewhere, you can funnel parts of it or all of it or some of it or whatever to show on your exchange, like, oh, look at all this volume and all this stuff that's happening. But it's not even really from your exchange. It's from the other ones. So people will come in, place an order or whatever, and it actually fills through one of the other exchanges. Nobody knows this is happening. And it comes back to you. Oh, yeah, here's your coin. You can take it or whatever. So I'm like, so he goes, you don't need to fund it at all, technically. You could just make a deal to where you're using the fees, the difference in fee price, so that you're paying 1/4 or 1/2 to some of these other exchanges, and then you're charging your customer 1.5%, 1.25%. And until you kind of build stuff up, and when you get that percentage of off these cryptos, you'll ultimately build up your crypto portfolio, so to speak. But basically, it sounded like, wow, you don't have to have anything to make an exchange work. You could just use the other exchanges. So what if the other exchanges are doing similar practices? So I was like, okay, you're a defunct exchange from the get-go, technically. Reaching out to another potentially defunct exchange, they don't have as much as they're supposed to have. And we're all doing this. It's a circle jerk of corruption. So I'm like, I realized this a long time ago, like, wow, if that's the case, this is pretty insane. But the system held together, right? We had a couple, 2 or 3 exchanges fall down, after the proof of keys, and recently Quadriga, whatever that one is on Canada, whatever. But yeah, and then the other day, Tether through Bitfinex, we're changing our terms and conditions again. Not only is it not 1-to-1 with US dollars or whatever, but it's 1-to-1 with dollars and or cash equivalents and or other loan assets.
Yeah.
What? I thought you had the money 1-to-1 the whole time.
Or we back it with our shoes. We got a hat that we can give you if we run out of money.
Yeah.
It's literally just an absolute shit show right now. Nothing's true. Nothing's real. Please, people, please. You got Bitcoin Ben, a chubby middle-aged white guy begging you, get your coins off the exchanges. I had a conversation with a guy this afternoon who who's the proof of keys guy?
Jsnip4.
Yeah. I actually did an interview with Jsnip4 with the whole proof of keys. That whole movement scared the shit out of all the exchanges. I mean, literally, they were hoping that nobody listened to that guy. Like, this guy's nuts. And they're worried that people are going to start pulling coins off. And because according to Trace, next year's proof of keys, there's going to be like a 6-month marketing campaign up to it.
Mm-hmm.
That, like me and you guys and other influencers and like big names are all going to get involved in it and really push it. And these exchanges are going to just absolutely freaking go crazy. But we are not bullshitting you guys. We are telling you the truth. Get your coins off the exchanges now.
Yeah, and I'm in a bit of a predicament because, and not me, just others too. I got my trading stash, and I'm waiting for, still waiting for this little dump that my indicator and stuff is telling me it should be coming, and fairly soon, whatever. And I questioned, am I, we're going to be able to keep doing this? Oh, I, bought the high, sold the high, bought the low, and then all of a sudden one day I go to, hey, I got my money in your account over at Coinbase or whatever in my case. And I can't get my, yeah, you got the coins on paper. You can't withdraw them for 8 months, 6 months, whatever, because we're in a panic behind the scenes that we're not telling anybody about to get them. And I was telling my Patreons a little something earlier about this, and I said, remember December 2017 when everything went apeshit high, cryptos. There was one exchange that really struggled to fill orders, and that was Coinbase. And I remember things were dumping, and everyone was like, I got to get in. I tried just putting $2,000 worth of an order for maybe I think the price of Litecoin was $100 when it crashed down or whatever before it came back up and all that, whatever it was at, I don't remember. And okay, half a Litecoin order filled. Half a Litecoin, I want 20.
Yeah.
Half a Litecoin, try again. Okay, wait a few minutes, try to. Oh, I got a full one that time. Wait again. I ultimately it took me an hour. I got 3. So.
And the games that are going on at the exchange level behind the scenes, they're trying to cover their book as well. They're front running every trade you do. It's just horrific.
It is. So anyways, the predicament for a lot of traders, and myself included, trying to play some moves like this, is that what happens when the day comes where, the emperor has no clothes, right when you were in the middle of a damn trade, even if it was an epic trade, like, holy shit, Litecoin crashed below 20 again, I'm going to get it. Oh, I can't.
That's the mantra of the hodler. I mean, the hodler, absolutely. That is why the hodler hodls, is because they know it's not to ride the ups and downs because they can't, figure out which way the bank's going to drive it. It's the potential for the system to shut down altogether because it's so fraudulent. Same with gold and silver. That's why you hold your own gold and silver.
And I want to mention one more thing before I forget it. And I mentioned this to my Patreons. I posted this earlier. I'm like, guys, I got kind of an important update. Like, whoa. But I said, Michelle Whitedove had talked about Bitcoin Cash long ago when we're all like, it's going to overtake Bitcoin. I don't know about that. But then things have changed in recent times. People are really starting to see light with Bitcoin Cash. But one other thing she said was Gemini back in the first Whitedove report. She says, oh, Gemini Exchange. She listed no other exchange. She goes, Gemini Exchange. I see it. They're talking about how that's going to be the next big thing, and it's not. I see it now, but it goes out. It closes. And I thought, holy crap. So when I got this little update today earlier, and again, we were talking privately a little earlier, Gemini was one of the exchanges mentioned, and I think it might have been on the bottom of that list of how defunct as far as the deficit, we'll call it, down the list they are. Like, holy crap, they only have how much of a percent? If what we heard was right. But I'm like, wow, she's, kind of warned us, but I would have never saw this coming without that information. But yeah, it's a little scary. But again, if you have your coins in your wallet that you control, not an exchange, this potential thing, bad thing that could or may happen, you're safe. Now you can't go and sell it at the time until the dust settles and okay, which exchange stayed, what happened, just like Mt. Gox, things got back. We went to all-time highs again. And it happened again. So that's one thing. But, you can throw in darts at which exchange might survive, which one might not. It's a scary game. So that's what I was saying to my patrons. Like, guys, I know we're in here trying to play this game right now. My indicator's going off again. We're way oversold or overbought. The dump should be coming, part 2. But, I mean, to be honest, I don't think we're going to have exchange problems this quick. But I think it's quicker than maybe we think.
From what I hear, the exchanges are friggin' buying up every available coin. There's an exchange who has their friggin' finger on it because what everyone's trying to do right now, from what I hear, is that every exchange is trying to accumulate a reserve. Now, let me explain that. They don't have the coins they claim to have. They're trying to accumulate a reserve so they can reach the point where they have the coins that they say they have. So they're not really building a reserve. That's what they're calling it.
Right.
They're actually trying to get the damn coins they've got or they claim to have. And the price I was quoted of if every exchange was a one-to-one exchange, and we had the volume that we had just right now, not in 2017, just right now at the bottom of the market, that friggin' Bitcoin would be $25,000 to $30,000. Litecoin would be at about $1,200 to $1,600. And
that makes sense.
Like Ethereum, but I don't think he gave me a price for Ethereum. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's what they're telling you your coins are worth right now. You times that by 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and that's what they're actually worth.
It depends on the coin, yeah.
And we're at right now. With the demand we had in 2017, Bitcoin, if it was true one-to-one, Bitcoin would have been at 90,000. Litecoin would have been at like 4,000 or 5,000, maybe $6,000 or $7,000.
4-to-1, baby, 4-to-1, 4-to-1, 4-to-1 Litecoin.
We're moving towards that. But
I think the big problem though we're still in the situation where we have exchanges trading derivatives instead of real cryptos. So the price we see today is not a fair market value. They can trade as many of these derivatives as they want. They can trade 50 times the Litecoin total float if they wanted, drive the price to zero and shut down. So it's so key to have your cryptos in your hand and not be influenced by whatever the price does. The price could go to $1 million a Bitcoin tomorrow, or it could go to zero tomorrow because it's not really Bitcoin that's being priced. And that's the hard thing that I've over the years coming from silver. That's the hard thing to get your head around, is that because you see a all green one day when you wake up on the coin market cap, you're like, oh, good, this is good, and then you think, wait a minute, the prices are still rigged. There's
Right.
nothing that's changed here. We're not having one-for-one trades. So they can do that with derivatives. They can do whatever they want with derivatives. At the end of the day, we need to get rid of that situation and either have decentralized exchanges or some kind of one-to-one backing with trades and dollars and a name like HODL on it. And
Yeah. And White Dove doesn't think, because that was one of the questions I think that was answered in her report, just in case anyone's wondering, that did the whole decentralized exchange thing, and not this year. Don't be expecting anything.
Yeah, it's so slow.
It's coming, and when it does, we'll be able to deal with this problem.
It's slow because it's on chain, and well, it might not be as slow with the Lightning Network, but Lightning Network is off chain scaling as well.
But
at least you trust the other side that you're dealing with.
You could still have a decentralized exchange that doesn't have to be on chain, so that we all put our crypto to an address that the exchange gives us, and then on the exchange stuff is being traded without actually on-chain transaction. But then when you go to remove it, it happens. But again, decentralized.
That's Veritasium. That's Veritasium right there.
Yeah.
Right. That is. All right. I'm not going to name. Well, it's good. There's going to be a Lightning exchange. Right, which is basically what you just described, which is basically Veritasium, but it will run and interact on the Lightning Network, right? And you'll have to have a provable Lightning node in order to work on this exchange. So the blockchain will have to verify your holdings before you trade on this exchange. And it's that will roll out in about a year and a half, apparently. But and it's this problem will be solved because there are projects coming out that are going to be hand grenades of truth that land in the middle of cryptos. And it's going to blow the shit out of everything else because they're actually going to inject honesty and transparency into a system that's supposed to be honest and transparent.
Good.
And all,
I mean, that's what we want.
but that's one of the reasons I'd and you had actually mentioned Hodlet earlier. Hodlet's going to hold 1-to-1, and plus you hold your own private keys with Hodlet. You know, this is not a don't worry, yeah, we got your coins here, hang on a second. Yeah, they're in my left them in my other coat. No, you hold your private keys. It's basically it's what crypto was meant to be. You know, and as soon as you inject a platform like Hodlet into what we got right now, and they're like, yes, every month we will be audited every month. Anybody that wants to check us out, come on in, mother pluckers. Check us, shove your hand up our asses. We're good. You know, and once you inject that in, and influencers and like normal everyday people have a platform that is completely open. Like, look, dude, you can.
I think I need to write that down. Hold on, let me get my pen. Shove your hand up.
It's who's going to use a platform that charges twice as much and won't prove that you have your coins when you can use a platform Hodlet that charges half of what everyone else is charging, and you hold your own private keys. Everyone's going to leave the other places.
Yeah, let's think about that for a second. Every exchange, you go in, create a new account. Here's my name. Here's my KYC. All my upload my picture, all that stuff. And then, okay, what's my ETH address or my Bitcoin address? Here's your address. But you don't have access to the private key. The exchange always controls it. So what's going to happen with Hodlet? You are issued. Here's your address and your private key. It's all on you. Take care. Yep. So there's no way they're going to take your coin not 1-to-1, and like you thought you had it. You have access to the private key. It's your private key. You're not going to mess with it. So it's like, yeah, this, like you said, they're going to suck the customer base, the clientele away from these places.
What we're going to have is us that guy in 1992 that says, y'all hear that big sucking sound? That sound? What was his name?
Oh, that was the little guy who ran for president.
Yeah.
Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
You're going to hear a sucking sound.
Rightfully so.
All of the coins going to Hodlet. And and we need that, though. Like I've told people, Hodlet is going to be disruptive. And Hodlet is going to take cryptocurrencies to another level. And the partners they have, literally, as soon as Hodlet launches, people are going to go, coin who? And why? Why would you? When you have a company that's like, hey, you can look at whatever you want to look at. You want to check the blockchain? Go ahead. Here's your private key, blah, 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 blah. When you want to buy coins, let us know. Boom, there. That's it.
That's gonna force the business model of honesty on all the other exchanges.
That's right.
So most of them will just disappear.
That's it. That's the whole key. That's why I'm I gotta watch what I say.
A stripper?
Yeah.
Chicken wings.
That was my wife. Get your coins off the exchanges now, because when Hodlit launches, there are going to be issues. I'm going to Arizona next week to interview the CEO, the CTO, the CMO of Hodlit. They're going to be doing a walkthrough of the app. Would they be doing that if there wasn't going to be exciting news coming out?
Yep.
So could y'all do me a favor and get your coins off the damn exchanges? Press pause. Get your damn coins, then come back and watch the rest of this show. Begging you, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I honestly don't. And I'm telling you guys now, the pressure is going to be coming soon on these other exchanges. Please listen to me.
And let's add one other thing to that. You mentioned it the other day in your stream. This company, Hodlit, has 100% of its own bank, regular bank. So, you know, what else do they need? Like, they're ready to go.
Yeah, and as the partnerships they have are going to blow people's mind. Hodlit is going to be global. You're going to be shopping in Europe with what looks like a credit card, and instead of Visa, it says HODLPay. The CEO of Hodlit has deep relationships with the credit card world. People don't understand what Hodlit is. I've been trying to tell people, Hodlit is nothing that the world has ever seen before. It's a revolution inside of a revolution.
Yep. And
I think all our customers, all our followers are extremely excited and ready for something. I don't know when the rollout is of everything, but I can see millions of hands going up as soon as it happens saying, hey, count me in.
Yeah, and you can sign up now. I mean, people can go to hodlit.com. Is it .com?
Yep.
And sign up. Even though you can't get in yet, you can still at least get on the so-called waiting
list. On the list.
You'll get in, because I think
stake in the room.
Yeah, stake in the room. It's going to launch. They'll add, thousands to start with, and then some more thousands, then some more thousands. So the sooner, obviously, you get in there, you'll probably be picked to get next in line or whatever.
Yeah, and you'll want to sign up early, because there's already a line. There's like 60,000 people in line already. When this thing launches and they go full bore, it is going to be an earthquake, not only throughout the exchanges, but watch the price of cryptocurrencies. As Hodlit pulls in these coins, watch what happens to the price, because it's literally going to this platform itself. Now, no one's told me this. This is my prediction. This platform, Hodlit, is going to create such an influx of coins when they launch that everyone's going to look at HODL as who has the honest price for coins, because HODL not going to let you buy a coin that doesn't exist.
Yep.
All right, they aren't going to go, oh, you want some coins? Oh, yeah, sure, why not? So their price on their exchange is actually going to reflect demand. And you know
what a strange concept in today's day and age.
Yeah.
That something is sold and priced as determined by supply and demand.
So I have friends with another project called Albatross. Now I've never talked about it. This is a completely separate deal. But do you know what the Albatross community is going to do when there's a site that has an honest price of cryptocurrency? The Albatross people are going to eat up every coin out of.
Are you saying albatross or arbitrage? Arbitrage.
Impediment, Joe.
I'm just no.
I thought you were talking
albatross. And I'm
I
like,
thought it was
that's
a play on
like a
that bird.
pterodactyl or something.
I thought it was a play on the bird, the albatross.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The bird. Yeah, I'm like albatross. You mean albatross? Okay, we got you. Arbitrage. Got you.
But look how cute he is when he does it.
Got my chubby cheeks. No, arbitrage.
Okay.
I apologize for my mispronunciation. But it's everything's just going to flow towards hodling, because we're going to finally have an exchange that is going to represent an honest price. And literally that price is quiet. Is
that the exchange of malfunction happening? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah. It's so the price is going to be real. And when people see that price, they're going to be like, well, I'm going to try and get my coins on Hodlet. Then they're going to go over to the other exchange and go, oh, yeah, I need my 100 Litecoin. And that exchange is going to go, your 100 what?
Now, I will, but isn't it, I mean, look, ultimately I'm a perma bull for crypto. In the future, I expect these things to be way higher like everybody else. But I look back to when, Mt. Gox happened and the whole thing collapsed. I would say there, as much as that sounds like a possibility, prices going up because Hodlet's taking all these coins from these other exchanges potentially. What if it exposes the cracks in these exchanges and they start collapsing and we can't do withdrawals and all this stuff happens? That might be negative on the market, at least to start with. So we could actually have a dump.
No, I think because I've thought about this a lot with the COMEX gold and silver markets. Yeah, the shady markets will have prices crashing down because they're just going to rig them lower. The real market is going to have prices that represent the full market value. So the reality will be most likely HODL will represent the true value, and the other shady exchanges are going to just implode instantly because they don't have the coins. So we're not going to have a Mt. Gox thing because there's a whole bunch of crappy, ridiculous criminal exchanges. And then you got one shining example of an exchange that actually gets you real coins. That one's not going to drop because you can count on that one to have your coins because they audit and they give you your private keys and all the things you need. So it's kind of like setting up the crypto world next to the old fiat world. If you've got two things running simultaneously, the shitty one's going to fall away. And the one that's true and honest is going to be rewarded for that for your participation in a true and honest exchange.
Right, but damage could be done to where the market ultimately does go lower. However, I would honestly say if it does go that route, because HODL's doing it legit, hey, we're the shining knight in shining armor over here, it'll recover. And that place is going to be epic. Like the price is going to move in a very
what market way. Right now they take an accumulation of all these different exchanges. And then they're all pretty much criminal. I mean, I would love it if HODL's coins were not even put into that mix. Why not
Yeah.
have HODL? Don't allow Coin Market Cap to even price the HODL prices.
They won't want to.
Don't give them a feed. Yeah.
What's and this is addressing what Joe is actually saying. On the other exchanges, the prices are going to drop because they won't let you pull your coins off. So you're going to try and sell them on that exchange. But everyone else on that exchange is also going to try and sell them because they won't allow them to pull off. So every exchange will have a different price, but with no coins, and nobody's going to buy, because why would they buy on that exchange when they can't pull it off? They won't. So basically, all of that value, and there's going to be lawsuits, there's going to be there's going to be hell to pay. On these exchanges, the prices are going to plummet, but on HODL, the price is going to hold steady because they'll have an influx of everyone who actually has real coins. And then what's going to happen is literally these other exchanges are going to be coming to HODL, but HODL's not going to work that way. You know, well, actually, if they shape it right, and if the people on HODL actually want to sell, HODL could turn into a hub of coins where the value, the price on the HODL exchange will be super high, but they're real coins. So other people or other exchanges that are trying to buy in and like buy in quick and actually get coins, it's literally, it's going to be a shit storm. But like Bix has always said, this ain't going to end smooth. There's no easy landing. But if you sign, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, if you sign up for HODL now, and you're one of the early ones, and you have a HODL account that you've got your own private keys, they audit. When the rest of this goes to hell in a handbasket, you sit back and go, I'm just HODLing it.
Hence the name.
Watch the shit show.
You know, the interesting thing to me is it'll clearly be a better business model for the industry to look at what should an exchange be, how should it relate to its customers, what should the visibility be of the coins, how much disclosure do you have, which means the other crypto exchanges that potentially can stay in business. Like, I think Jim and I can stay in business because they got the backing of the Winklevoss, multi-billionaire crypto guys. So I think they can stay in business, but they would have to change their way they do business and change the way basically HODL's going to be a model for every other. I don't know, I haven't seen the full layout of what HODL's planning, but it could be the model for everyone. And then everyone who doesn't conform to that model will literally instantly be gone by the wayside. And so that's why it's so important. You can't be a trader right now. You got to get your cryptos off the exchanges. Snippy.
I'm waiting, man. I know. I'm
looking right at you.
I'm waiting for this dump. Come on, man. Give me one more dump, and I'm happy. I'm out.
When it happens, it's that thing. If it happens a big way, you won't be able to get your coins off.
It's possible.
Get your money out.
You are going to wait yourself into the poorhouse. That's what you're going to do. Your wife is going to kick you square in your testes.
That's why I don't use all my HODL bags.
Earrings.
I use my trading bag. My HODL bag's over here just in case. But yeah, I mean,
well,
it's a risk.
Wife kick you in the bag.
Yeah. It's a risk I'm taking right now. But I don't know. I mean, after hearing about this stuff, I'm like torn right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be here that soon. So I don't know.
You can buy
Brother,
more data.
You talk to some of the same people I talk to.
Yeah.
You know at what level they're at. I mean, do you think these people would be putting whatever they're putting into whatever they're putting it into if, I mean, we're not talking about a couple of jabronis here.
Yeah.
So we're talking people who, and you aren't just hearing it from me and Bix, you're hearing it from other people that you know on the outside that we don't even know.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, Joe, this is really going to be bad. And you're like, well, I still think it's going to be okay. You know?
Well, yeah, but even they couldn't tell me what they thought for sure about this dump, like this not being able to get it, or they tend to feel that the exchange issues are coming, but there's still a bit of time.
The Mount Gox days, I remember it specifically leading up. There was like 2 or 3 months beforehand when people were kind of complaining, but you kind of get lazy because, hey, they're still trading, they're still up and going. And all of a sudden one day, bang, you couldn't get your money out or your cryptos out, but they didn't say anything. And then it's a couple of weeks, people starting to freak out. And then all of a sudden, bang, we've been hacked. That's the kind of thing. When it happens, in retrospect, you're like, oh my God, there were so many signs. Right now, there's so many signs to get out.
Let me ask you a question, Joe. How many people are telling you that there's going to be this big dip?
Quite a few. There's
right.
Quite a few telling me.
How many people are telling you that the shit's about to hit the fan?
Not as many.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's Joe. Hey, brother, I got a room right down here, brother. If you need a place to grab, you and the family come on up.
Steak in a room. You got steak in a room for me?
I got a hot dog in a room. I don't know about steak.
Well, a sausage.
Well, I told my Patreons earlier. I said, look, after I did a private video, and I said, look, this is what I've heard, with the exchange and stuff. I was like, I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to think about this. There's no panic today, tomorrow. Like, it's not like that. But I'm like, my indicator is telling us we are overbought. This thing should dump and fairly soon. I think we have time for that at least, So I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to think about it. And if I make a decision, I'll one way or the other, I'll tell you guys, of course.
I think it will. I mean, part of the market probably will because it's controlled and rigged. And you look at the volumes and you got traders like Virtu Financial in there pulling levers left and right. Yeah, they could drive the price to zero. I've said it a million times. It doesn't mean you're going to ever get your coins out or your cash out of these exchanges because it's the exchange, the viability of these exchanges, which is on the
And here's something to think about. Let's just say that a dump's coming of epic proportions, like, oh my God, dump. And it's because of these exchanges who know we don't have the damn coins. So we need to go out and get those coins as best we can. And the miners and everybody, we're going to make all these deals. We're going to go everywhere we can to get these coins.
Not going to happen. They can't get them.
Level of wholeness. Therefore, if we dump this market, we don't have to pay nearly as much.
But wait. You're saying the exchanges are going to be crushed. Where will cryptos be traded? They won't be traded anywhere other than maybe HODL it, and that price is completely different.
Well, I'm not saying they'll be crushed right off the bat. I'm just saying they'll be crushed. They're going to crush the price because they got the numbers. They know what they've got. They can see what's coming in and out, deposits, withdrawals. They know when the oh shit button's about to get pressed, right? So what they may do as we get close to that, we need to dump the market on everybody so that we can do a quick grab of what's out there, even if it ain't enough. Just do what we can. So
are there any weak hands left? Are there any weak hands left? I think all the weak hands are long gone. There was a lot of weak hands in 2007, December 2017.
Imagine Cliff High's numbers coming, $1,200 Bitcoin.
Well,
you're going to see some weak hands coming.
What happened after that number, though?
Bitcoin.
Remember what happened? Remember what happened after Cliff's number? His $1,200 Bitcoin number went almost instantly to no bid.
Yeah, no bid. Right.
That means the exchanges drove the price down, but they weren't giving out money and they weren't giving out cryptos. And then all of a sudden they all shut down and boom, the price goes to infinity until something settles out with a real exchange, something like HODL it or something else. Yep. But from his data, it is absolutely. I mean, that scenario is a scenario where the exchanges don't give back any coins. They don't give back any money. That system is collapsing because it's corrupt. And then it goes no bid because there's nowhere to buy it other than really good exchanges who require you to have money or a cryptocurrency, a real one, to make the trade. So I think Cliff might be right, although Cliff just came out and said he just tweeted we're probably going to see 3 of his Bitcoin weekends right in a row, 10% jumps. So yeah, I don't know. Hodl it. I mean,
that's all I can say is hodl it.
Hey, listen, I wish it was open today. I'd move my entire account from Coinbase in a flash over there.
Well, why don't you just put it on a personal wallet? Oh, you mean
my cash portion so that I can trade.
Right. I hear you, man. And
that's all.
And, yeah, to me, it's always been, the risk is so high now compared to what it's been in the past.
Yeah. All right. We have beat this dead horse. Let's move on to something next. Warning to everybody: we're about to talk. So.
About to talk what?
We are about to talk about Q and what's going on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, there goes instant demonetization.
Yeah, none of us are going to make money off this video.
Maybe we should chalkboard.
Maybe we can get the chalkboard. Pull it together, make one of us whole.
Yeah. All right, this week Snippy gets the money. Next week,
I love you, man. Yeah.
All right. So warning: if you're not in the queue, hang around and watch and learn. So, fellas, I got a sneaky suspicion that there's been some announcements with like Hollywood actors and stuff like that, doing some bad things with colleges. And I think the true actual target is not the Hollywood actors. I think it's the non-profits and the associations that they were contributing to and the colleges. I think that's the true target of where this is all leading to. Thoughts?
I could start on that. I think the fraud has gone on for so long. College in general, the price of college goes up so high is because the government pays for everybody to go to college, and it's crazy how government is so intertwined in this thing. But as far as the Q stuff, I discovered Q in January of 2007 when I read the Federal Reserve Bank comic books. There are good guys within the U.S. government who are looking to take out these bad actors.
And I fought you tooth and nail on that, didn't I? Beaks, there's no good guys. Stop with that shit. And then, holy shit, he won.
But to your credit, you came out, we did an interview, you said, okay, fine, you were right.
I do.
You two talk amongst yourself. I got to go use the little boy's room.
All right.
You need some tweezers, Ben?
Actually, I need about 2 more hands.
You're supposed to need one of those post hole diggers.
Yeah.
He got an Alabama black snake.
Joe, do you remember those days when it's like it was so dark? I mean, everything was, we're screwed. There is no hope, and it was Obama was in there, and Clinton was looking like she was going to win, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's over."
Yeah, I remember it. And the thing is with Q, all right, the other day Trump tweeted something about, and the corruption of, Hillary or the Clinton Foundation, something, he was saying something, and he was saying it was, this was done by Hillary Clinton. And he misspelled the word "by" as in bye-bye, B-Y-E.
Mm-hmm.
That, I'm telling you, anyone listening, that was not a mistake.
That's not a mistake.
That was a "by Hillary" movement message. And I don't know, I know that one girl, Utsava, she says she's dead. Hillary's dead. I'm like, okay.
I would not necessarily contest that because I've seen various versions of Hillary come out. I don't know if she's alive or dead, but I do know they use body doubles with her all the time. Because you'll look at her one day and she looks like she's on death's door, and the next day her skin is perfectly, she looks 20 years younger. It's like, how the hell that happened?
And Q had said not too long ago, don't be surprised if the Clintons start getting really sick really quick.
Yeah.
Both her and Bill, they said. So I thought
and it might be better. It might be better just to do it quietly, like the Bush Senior and John McCain, and let the country move on without these human beings. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked people on my live stream, I think yesterday. I was like, all right, guys, how many of you really think Q's is nonsense or whatever? And quite a few were like, yeah, I think it is. And I said, all right, let me ask you this secondary question. How many of you think what you think, that, yeah, it's a LARP, I don't believe it or whatever, because you've been studying stuff as long as we have, the rest of us, and you've seen how this whole system is corrupt and no one ever goes to jail and it's a big freaking club and all that. Is that why you're saying what you're saying? And most of them were like, well, yeah, that's why. Mm-hmm. They don't think the good guy thing exists, basically. But I've seen enough that, man, I think they do, and they're making some changes. And, again, we got the Stroke and the Page testimony released, and Q said almost a year ago, Page, witness, what was the word I used? Something witness, not conforming, collaborating witness, whatever, like. And then Page, same thing. Stroke, same thing. And sure enough, now that we finally got their testimony released, their private testimony from last year, and I'm reading what they're saying, I'm like, oh my God, they're kind of admitting that, like, not necessarily, I don't know if I'd use the word ratting out the deep state, but holy crap, are they telling you what actually happened? And, Stroke was like, yeah, the Department of Justice made an agreement with Clinton's private lawyers that we couldn't talk about certain date ranges. We couldn't look at certain domain name emails. You can't do any investigation. And they agreed with a private attorney that this is okay, the DOJ. So he was like, yeah, we want to look at more, and we weren't allowed to. And I thought, wow. Wouldn't that have been nice to hear back in the day when he was getting grilled in front of Congress, because he looked like he was sweating bullets, like, oh, he's just trying to cover it up. And maybe he was to an extent, but man, was that testimony damaging. And then all of a sudden, what happened in the middle of last night? Massive shooting in Christchurch, whatever, New Zealand. And I thought I really wanted to do a video today, but I'm not going to do it. And
you get kicked off. You get another strike.
I'll tell you what it was, though. The guy posted on 8chan right before he did this. That's the Q board. That's the QAnon board. He posted on it. I'm going to go handle business, guys. I'm going to, he posted his thing before he did it. And he had a picture, an icon, for his name, even though he's anonymous, whatever. Some little thing. Well, someone had posted some links to his YouTube channel that has the same photo thing. And and I found a video on there that they actually linked to from like 2 years ago, I think, 2016. And it was playing some kid's song in the background. Like my kids used to watch it when they were little. I can't think of the name of it. So it's an Australian group of guys. They do this little silly stuff for kids, whatever.
Oh, I know that. The
hot potato, that thing,
Yeah, it's the
I can't think of their name.
Wiggles or no?
Wiggles, I think that's it.
Is that it?
So anyways, he's playing that music, and he's showing like Muslims beating up people, hurting people, some of the shootings, the one where the truck runs over people. And I'm like, oh, I don't remember seeing that before. So and I'm watching it, and I see what looks like a mannequin on the ground. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm not sure what it is. And then they pan over to another body, and someone's standing over, but you can't see their hand. You can just see this much of their body down. And there's no blood on the ground. Then all of a sudden, you see like the hand kind of come down, and like all of a sudden blood gets sprayed. And then it pans to somewhere else. I'm like, oh, I've never seen that before. I'm like, what is this? So I don't know if it was a real, like an exercise or what was supposed to be real. I don't even know what I was looking at. I don't even know what event it was, but I saw that, and I'm like, this is the guy that had that, huh? So it's like this guy was anti-Muslim. He's showing all the brutality that the Muslims did, and he's got some old videos, and I'm like, he went to 8chan and posted, huh? Right before he did the deed. Right after the testimony is released by Lisa Page and Peter Stroke to get you CNN, of course, says, oh.
Hey,
timing.
When I really woke up to everything that was going on, that there was a branch of the government that was running ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all this, I had seen a clip of a video on the news, and I wanted to see the whole clip of it. So I searched the internet, and I finally found it. And it was this group of like Muslim men, and they were throwing blocks at this woman, like blocks of what looked like concrete. And I'm watching, and I'm just horrified. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. But then I started noticing, wait, that hit her head, and her head barely moved. If you get hit in the head with a block that big, your head's going to basically come off your shoulders. Then I started watching more, and then there was a part of the clip where this woman who was supposedly just being like, just beat to hell with these blocks of like concrete, had fallen, and what looked like this huge piece of like concrete wall moved as she fell on it. And I'm like, hey.
What is she made of? Titanium?
Right. I'm like, that's a heavy bitch. You know, if she's moving freaking blocks of concrete. But then one of the attackers like helped her move over, and he slid this whole, what looked like a wall had fallen, slid it over with one hand.
Incredible Hulk. He must have put on Hulk mode.
What the hell was that? And I remember laying in bed, and I showed my wife, and I said, honey, does that look like it's not real? And she watched it, and then she watched it again, and she's like, yeah, that's like a piece of like cardboard, or like a piece of like, it's a prop. Okay. It's a movie. So I started digging more and more and more and more and more, and I found all this evidence. And it's like I took that pill, queued it up, and I was like, we're being lied to. Then I started digging and digging and digging and digging. And before you know it, once you see the whole picture, it's so obvious.
It looks so, all the false flags look so fake now. It's like, can't even believe people believe this stuff.
Yeah, it's all fake. Then, okay, I'm about to demonetize every one of our videos. Building 7. We're done.
Hey, that's in my song. That's in my song today,
Yeah.
That to this day, that pisses me off the most. The fact that they refuse. If I had a family member or relative who died in the 9/11 tragedies, and I know what I know, there would be nothing stopping me from going after these people. And it has not been, you know, obviously there's just so many, not even inconsistencies. Was it 3,000 architects have signed a petition saying buildings, it's impossible, structurally impossible for a building to fall at freeze?
One small office fire took down one of, I think, 24 beams, 24 or 25 beams. One beam got weakened as the official NIST report, and the whole building completely collapsed.
And it was Chertoff's son who wrote the report.
Yeah, would have imagined that.
Yeah. Oh, nice job, Ben. You really screwed up this video for monetization.
Money for the poem.
That's when he was saying we'll give this one to Joe. Now I know why. Thank you, little jerk.
Yeah, Joe is gonna strike.
That check's gonna be a little bit light.
It's gonna be negative, actually. I'm gonna YouTube's gonna send me a letter. You owe us money, son. What? So I'll forward that to Bitcoin Ben. You take that from him.
I ain't got no money. I'm a truck driver. I'm a budget. It's all lies, and I'll tell you what, Bix, you actually put out this was a while back. You put out a video, and man, you were just pissed. I mean, you could see it in your eyes that you just kept saying, we just want truth. We just want honesty. You know, is that too much to ask? I mean, for crying out loud, you know, and really that's all we want. We want truth and honesty in our media. We want truth and honesty in our government. And the problem is that we are dealing with people, and that's why the founding fathers structured the government the way it did, so that no one could accumulate power, at least not quickly. And unfortunately, we've reached the allotted amount of time that that Franklin warned us about. You know, well, dear sir, what type of government have you given us? A republic, if you can keep it,
Yeah.
but we're about to lose it.
Well, we
I
kind of
think
have. You know, we kind of have lost it, but Trump's trying to give it back to us.
I think Trump's part of the solution, but I mean the people behind Trump. Trump to me is just a bull in a china shop. That's what he's hired to do, and you know there's people behind him doing the real stuff. But the truth and honesty part, anything we can swap out the blockchain for human beings, where we don't need to count on the CFTC, we don't need to count on J.P. Morgan or the DTCC. If we can swap out the blockchain, which is a truth machine for a lot of these functioning, these people who function in roles of making decisions, that to me is the best thing, because we're never going to trust human beings. Human beings are fallible. But the blockchain, if you trust in math, you can trust in the blockchain.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I basically laid out, and once I explained it, and I planned on doing a video on this, and I'll just kind of roll through it real quick, that Karl Marx, when he wrote the Communist Manifesto, at the end of it, he explains living in a utopia of, communism. But how he explains it in his book is that everything's honest, everything's truthful, but he's referring to the people. And I was explaining to my friend that even communists should, like Karl Marx would love blockchain because it is truth and it is honest. And that's what Karl Marx, which I'm not saying he's a good guy, but his overall idea of communism was, we need this to train humans to be perfect. Where if Karl Marx could have actually seen ahead and saw that humans would not provide this environment, we're too flawed, but technology could, that Karl Marx would have actually been an advocate for cryptocurrencies running the actual structure. He would have agreed that if you take the productivity of capitalism, because if you read his other book, El Capital, which I have, his flaw, that the only flaw he sees in capitalism is the equality of opportunity. But with technology, with blockchain, Karl Marx would love it because it would actually be the pros of capitalism that Karl Marx liked, and add the pros of the truthful and honestness, or supposedly, of communism using the technology of blockchain. Blockchain is going to bring us a new economic governmental system that we haven't even named yet. It might be blockunism or something.
Blockunism. I like that.
It's literally going to reward the productive and at the same time going to allow the freedom of exchange of value and ideas that everybody in the society will have value, because everyone will have different skills and then we'll have a shared economic system that is going to be our attention. That's what the basic attention token is. So it's actually going to produce an economic system that is going to have a true value set collectively of the collective attention value of the whole world, of every human on the earth. That is going to level out in a free market exchange of our attention value. So everyone will be able to get paid actually applying their attention to whatever it is that is accumulating this value. And it's going to be such a that's the woo-woo that Cliff High talks about. That's the future that Cliff High talks about, is we're moving away from, and this will be gradual, but really ramp up in, I'd say, probably 10, maybe 15 years, where we're going to transition away from a labor-based minimum wage global economy structure into a new structure that no one is even thinking about yet, where it's blockchain economically and blockchain governmentally, but yet the value put into this system is going to be a human knowledge, education, attention, and collective progressive energy towards the future valued economy. And if you can picture that in your head of what I just explained, that the price of Bitcoin is going to be $1 billion a Bitcoin.
But what will the U.S. dollar actually buy you?
The U.S. dollar won't buy anything.
I know. So the price of Bitcoin will be one Bitcoin in my world.
Well, yeah, but the price locally, you're going to have a local market and you'll have a global market. There won't be anything in between.
Yeah.
And you'll actually buy your food locally. You'll actually buy your clothing. Everything else will be global. The only thing that will be local will be perishables. And that's it. The rest will be a global market. And when you turn on the TV, the global market companies, and you'll own your own business. You'll have a business like making chalk. And if you're the most efficient chalk maker in the world, you'll have a platform on Ethereum. You'll have a shop on Cardano, ADA. And so everyone will be an entrepreneur one way or another, either through production or your attention in the shared attention economic system that's actually being created. We're going into a world that nobody even, and I'm the only show that I know that really it is really integrating Cliff High with Antonopolis.
Oh yeah.
If you mix Cliff High,
Andreas
Antonopoulos, that's the economic system we're going to have in about 15 years.
Those are two smart dudes also.
Yeah. And it's like we're going to be looking back on now, and we're gonna look like we're friggin' creating crap out of rocks and wood. And in the future, you're actually going to walk up to your refrigerator. Now, this is probably 25 to 30 to 40 years away. And it's not even going to be a refrigerator. It's just going to be what will resemble an oven because it won't be able to generate heat accurately. But you're going to tell your oven that you want a sausage and pepperoni pizza using the recipe from 1996 Pizza Hut. And it's going to accumulate using frequency, and the frequencies are going to rub together. That's the Tesla 369 equation that everyone's been trying to figure out, that I actually figured out because it's what I do.
So it'll be a replicator, a Star Trek replicator.
Yeah, it will be a replicator, but the part that the scientists who are trying to build replicators right now are missing is they haven't figured out. They're trying to
hang on 1 second. I gotta hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Is Bitcoin Ben getting a little too deep right now?
Oh, he's looking at his 8-ball.
It is decidedly so. I'm just gonna say, I don't know if the people are ready for this, Bitcoin Ben.
Well,
my audience loves it.
Right. Anybody listening right now, what I'm about to explain, I'm going to pull a Back to the Future. You may not get this, but your grandchildren are going to dig it.
Your kids will love it.
All right. Energy and matter is created through the friction of frequency. It's what Tesla explained as the 369, that anybody who figures out 369 will understand the universe. Well, I've let my brain chew on it, and I actually figured it out. It's the minute difference between two frequencies that actually...
That's Litecoin Lisa.
That's Trump. It's the minute differences of frequency creates a friction in the frequency. That friction of frequency creates enough energy that all of the other friction, it's like on a piano, you have a flat and you have a sharp, right? Well, that flat and that sharp, when you press them together, they create a friction of energy. That friction is the creation of energy. And as those frictions happen, they accumulate. That's the 21 trillion pulse that Cliff High actually talks about. That's what each flash of a pulse is the actual frequency. And the frequencies rub together, they create friction. The friction accumulates into an atom. Or no, not even into an atom, into an electron or a proton. The proton is the sharp on a piano, or no, the proton is the flat on the piano. The electron is the sharp on the piano. That's what shaped them. Those accumulate into an atom. The atom has enough energy that it attracts other atoms. Those shape into molecules. Those molecules actually form into the elements. And that's what created the universe. What's going to create our food in the future is frequency will create the actual food. And if you read your Bible and you read other history and other, religion, even in the Quran, and even over in India with the Hindus. Everything originated with a sound. In the Bible, it says God spoke the world into existence. That was a frequency. The frequency is what created everything. And when you go out into outer space, and everyone who's been in outer space hears it, there's a sound out in and no one knows where it comes from. It's like an echo throughout all of space. And that is the sound of creation. Where that originates, I don't know.
You will tomorrow, though. All you got to do is think about it a little bit, and Ben, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm in silence, utter silence over here.
Oh, that's a truck driver just laid out the universe.
Yeah, that was deep.
I love it.
How everyone's going to get their pizza in the future.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
Wait. Was that pepperoni or pepperoni and pineapple?
Yeah, it's a completely different frequency.
Yeah, and I don't want Pizza Hut. I want.
Yeah.
There's a place in Brandon called Pomodoro Pizza. It's like awesome. Make sure we replicate that one.
After the cheesesteak. Oh, you're never going to be able to replicate Joe's cheesesteak. There's some artistic.
You just scan it.
Yeah. I don't think Joe has a recipe. I just think it comes to him.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you what it is, how I do it, but yeah, I mean, it's got the right amount of seasoning and
Yeah. But it's we're entering into a technology advancement that is going to be a larger jump than when humans crawled out of the sludge, and according to Charles Darwin. But the next 20 years are going to be so revolutionary that people aren't going to grasp it. There are going to be people committing suicide actually because they're not going to be able to handle this transition into technology. And there's also going to be people living a lot longer. That's a whole nother deep dive. I'll explain that on a video sometime. Everybody, the point of everything I just said is get your damn keys.
You're going to need your keys.
Coins off the damn exchange.
Well, on that note, I'm a little hungry over here. It's a little past dinner time at Snippy's.
We need to talk about the meetup. The mother of all meetups, and then the party of all parties.
Yes.
Ben, you give us the speech.
All right. The introduction is April 6th in Blanco, Texas, is going to be the Bitcoin Ben Guinness Book of World Record cryptocurrency meetup. And it's all for charity. Tickets are only $20 for adults. Then at a lower age, it's like 10. And then at a lower age, it's like 0. So all of the profits of this event are going to charity. I'm not making money. Joe's not making money. Bex ain't making money. Ain't nobody making money. But that's not the point. So, I'll be there. Old Snippy will be there. And I know Bix will be there. And I'm going to let Bix actually explain his event the night before. So just make a weekend of it. And I've already bought my tickets for your event on Friday with Litecoin Lisa. So please, guys, I will be there. And if you want to find out the origins of the universe, come talk to me, and I'll even go deeper. So it's it's a charity, and there's plenty of hotels. There's plenty of like bed and breakfasts and like BRBs and all that available. Right now, I think we got like 900 people already coming.
Can that place even handle that?
The whole town can't.
No, we have area we can like move out to. So like I've heard people be like, this can be like Woodstock, except for
yeah, I'm down with that.
And we're literally gonna have Bix Weir up there doing folk music.
Is there gonna be a drum set there or no?
Hey, drummers got to bring their own equipment.
Now we might be able to scrounge up a drum set, dude. I don't know. We got lots of like local people involved. So if you want a drum set, I can try and find you a drum set, bro.
I don't know. I was trying to get my guy Steven to come so we could do some of his crypto songs.
That'd be
but I don't
awesome.
know if he's going to make it though.
Bring your drums, bring anything.
I'm trying. I'm working on him. He's I'll find out. I'll get back to you. And I ask him again and get back to you.
Tell him I'll give him a deal on the ticket. It'll only cost him $20.
Perfect.
Right. So please, guys, and there'll be a bunch of other influencers there. There'll be a bunch of other, just regular people there, and it's going to be the biggest meetup in the history of the world. Proven, because there's never ever been one. This
is the first one. We're going out with the bang. Or we're coming in with the bang. And let me just say, if you're trying to figure out where to buy these, just go right to Google and search for Wild West Crypto Show Bitcoin Ben, and you will get right to the link. It'll take you right there.
Yep. And if you're watching this on my channel, links under here.
For the Friday night thing, what it is I had listened to Litecoin Lisa and Bitcoin Ben and John Kim talking, and hearing Lisa's story is amazing. What she does for kids, for all kinds of charities. This woman is unbelievable. So I wanted to do something. She's starting up a charity for her daughter, Mia, the Mighty Mia Foundation, or I'm not sure the exact name they're going to call it. I think it's the Mighty Mia Foundation. And we're going to get her kickstarted with that. And we are going to have a event the night before. So it's April 5th, Friday night, in the middle of downtown Blanco at this place called Old 300 Barbecue. We got the back room. Dinner is included, and it's $100 per person. All proceeds go to charity. You can pay in cash directly into the one of Lisa's charities, or you can pay in Litecoin. Send me an email. Just go to roadtoruta.com. It's right below the song "They" is a link to pay for your tickets. They're selling out fast, so if there's 900 people, this place only fits about 150. So if you're going to be in Blanco, that's going to be the place to be if you want to go get your tickets quickly. And it's going to be an amazing thing. It's going to be a little chatting beforehand, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock chatting, and then some dinner and more chatting. And then my road show is about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We need to get Ben into bed for the next day. And the road show's singing I think I got 12 crypto songs now, crypto and silver and freedom songs, and talking about the information that goes into the songs. And I did it in an Acapulco, and it was a blast. I loved every minute of it. There wasn't enough time, truthfully, and people were just having a blast. And so bring your questions. It's a meet and greet, and they will have massive amounts of beer. Although beer, you got to pay for yourself. We don't want Litecoin Lisa's charity having to fork over all Bitcoin Ben's beer money. Yeah, they couldn't afford it. So please go to roadtoruta.com and sign up today if you want to go to the party beforehand. That's my pitch.
And I don't have a pitch. I'm coming. That's all I'm telling y'all.
Joe, you gotta bring your drums, baby. Gotta bring the drums.
I can't. Yeah, I would bring them, but we're going on a little expedition after that. And I don't have
electric.
room.
Bring the little electric drums.
Yeah, that's what I have. But even then, my vehicle's gonna be full.
Oh, I've been in that vehicle.
Dude,
there's plenty of room.
No, I'm bringing a different vehicle.
Oh, okay.
What's the other vehicle?
2009 Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you got a Jeep. I actually went out and I bought a Jeep too.
I have a Jeep too.
I've got my
with a Jeep gang.
I'm gonna be selling the old Tahoe at some point. So
Oh,
yeah.
you can't. That's how you pull people over.
Yeah, no, that's how you park the fast lane. They see you behind, and they just roll out of the way. You fly on the
You
interstate.
can
All
put
right.
lights on your Jeep.
So I'm sure Joe and I know I will. Joe will actually be at Hicks's event the Friday before.
I
The
think because we're driving in. We were originally going to fly, but then again with the Jeep and everything, we just changed plans. So we're driving in. But I still think we should be there in time to do that. But I didn't buy any tickets, so I may have to, maybe like, can I pay at the gate or what?
Yeah, it's selling out, dude.
yeah,
Get your
you,
tickets. I'll reserve a couple for you at the door.
3.
hey,
Reserve
Snippy,
3.
don't worry. You can use all those Litecoin you got, and you can send them over to Vic.
I only got one that Vic sent me.
I gave him one.
Well, that's one. Well, that's a half a ticket.
Yeah, I know. Hey, by then though, it might be a full ticket. You never know.
That's true. All right, guys. So yes, please join us in Blanco, Texas. It's going to be a blast, and you'll have the Friday event with Weir, and then you'll have the Saturday event with all of us and so many more people. And please.
Isn't there a dunking booth then?
Yeah. There'll be a dunking booth where if you're a troll and you hate Bitcoin Ben, you can dunk Bitcoin Ben for charity. And I'm definitely getting Snippy in there.
I'm gonna say I'm not a troll, but I wouldn't mind dunking you.
Hey, as long as the money goes to the charity, that's fine. I'll be dunked all day long. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we may have to take turns on us. I'll make sure I bring my swimming shorts.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, it's all for a great cause. It really is.
It'll be fun.
All right, guys, I appreciate you joining the show. And real quick for like new people, how do people find you, and how can they contact you, and all that good stuff? Everyone, if you're watching me on their channel, just look me up on YouTube under Bitcoin Ben, and I'll pop right up. Snippy, where can everyone?
Yeah, just search for Realist News. You'll see me. Same thing on YouTube.
And mine is Road to Ruta or Bix Weir. You'll find it. If you want tickets to the show, again, it's roadtoruta.com.
There we go. Everyone, have a great evening, and if
Wait, you need your 4 things or 5 things that you end every show with.
Yeah. Number 1, love yourself. You're a bad mother plucker. You should know that by now. Number 2, love your wife, your kids, your family, your friends. Everyone who loves you, love them back. They deserve it. Number 3, kick ass. Everything in life, don't do it half-ass. Kick ass. Number 4,
dream.
And probably one of the most important things, always dream. Dream, guys, and dream big. Love you guys.
I thought you were gonna say like one of those was like, don't ever sell Litecoin. Like, just jab me one time on the way out.
Don't sell Litecoin at the low.
Appreciate you not saying that.
No, I wasn't gonna pour salt on that wound.
Oh God.
All right, guys, have a great evening. Love everybody.
See you guys.
See you.